You know, they say basketball and hooping, it's better in Baltimore. That's because we're in the Charm City, and it's week 3 of the Big 3, and we're coming in hot as one of the 2 unbeaten teams. Will start things off here on CBS. Bivouac taking on the 3-headed monsters. Here's a look at our schedule for today. You're going to see the unbeaten Bivouac squad take on 3-headed monsters, triplets and power. That's right here on CBS. And here's a list of the rest of the games you can see on X. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custers, my partner, Jim Jackson. So we're going to start things off. There's only 2 unbeaten teams in the league. Yep. One of them, surprising, Bivouac squad.
But it shouldn't be surprising. I think of last year, this team, because of Gerald Green and his brother Garland, they kind of woke things up, bring Gary Payton, who has experience. Now they've kind of gotten things together. I think Corey Brewer now adding more offense to his defensive end. It's the reason why they're undefeated.
You mentioned Corey Brewer, known as a defensive specialist, but boy, he can hoop. He's 4th in the league right now in scoring.
But he always can put the ball in the hoop, but that wasn't his forte when he was in the NBA. He stayed around because he understood his strength was, locking defenders down. Offensive players down. But he can knock down shots and score, and that's why they're undefeated. Now, speaking of which, you have 2 newcomers. Marcus Teague right here, his ability to step back and shoot 3, that's his pet move. Welcome to the party. And then you want to win basketball games in the Big 3, you need easy 2s. Why not have a big fella inside like Greg Monroe that can beat you in a number of different ways? Plus, he can be a rim protector.
You take a look at the rosters. It's brought to you by Total Satisfaction and presented by Snickers. Gerald Green, not only a player, but he's going to be coaching his squad today. Gary Payton not here. And then for the 3-headed monster, Jeff Teague, he's the captain. Greg Monroe is the co-captain of the 3-headed monsters. The head coach is Richard Lewis. Long been a player for the 3-headed monsters. This is his first season now coaching. He says he actually enjoys it. He's enjoying doing the coaching thing for the 3-headed monsters. And Gerald Green there. He's not only the captain, but he's going to coach his own squad here today for Bivouac. Let's take a look at the rules. If you're new to the Big 3, is brought to you by Total, by Verizon. And listen, first team to 50, you win the game. First team to 25, we head to the half. No game clock, 14-second shot clock, so you got to get up. That 4-point shot always keeps you in the game. First shot by Jeff Teague is no good. And here's Bivouac from the corner. No good, and Greg Monroe snags that board.
Well, in week 2, we saw more fluidity on the offensive end. Guys are getting more accustomed to playing together. That's good defense inside. Carter to Brewer.
Knocked away.
I like to see layups early in the game. I was going to say like that one. Right, there you go. to get things loosened up, because the easiest thing to do is to start shooting jump shots. But for me, the team that has the advantage is the one that loves to attack the paint, kind of get the defense condensed, and then those jump shots tend to open up.
Here's Garland Green driving, kicking it out. Corey Brewer from the corner. His 3 is no good. Here's Jeff Teague, his first season in the Big 3. Teague, good fade, drops a dime to Greg Monroe, and he knocks it down as the shot clock expires. The bucket's good, and it's 4-0 3-headed monsters.
That was penetration, Jeff Teague. And you know what I love to see, and shout out to Jeff Teague and Marcus Teague for, one, being fans of the Big 3, but then kind of coming together to show support, be competitive, and want to really play together and enhance the league, which they have thus far.
Here's Greg Monroe, the big man, shooting it. Left it short, but got his own board. Teague, back to Monroe, and lays it in. And the 3-headed monsters up 6-0 early.
Hey, for those that are new to the game that maybe just now watching, that's called a transition basket. You say, why is that? Because it was a defensive rebound off of a long shot, and you get it clear quickly, then you go on attack. So very similar to what you'll see in transition basketball.
Here's Garland Green. His fadeaway is no good. Brandon Moss now, pull up, knocks it down. And the 3-headed monsters now up 8-0. Again, first team to 25, we head to the half.
But 3-headed monsters have a really good I think, roster construction with 2 guards that can shoot in Teague. You got a big inside with Monroe. Then you got Moss at 6'8" that can do a little bit of everything. It's just a matter of them being comfortable playing together.
One of the steals leaders, Corey Brewer, got a theft there. Gets it back and fouled as he goes to the basket.
But Brandon Moss played internationally in Argentina 21-22 season, where he had 17 points, a little under 18-point shot, 49%. And he played at LSU, Alexandria, in college, in AIA school. So a lot of experience, maybe not in the NBA, but playing internationally.
Corey Brewer knocks it down here in the Big Three. You shoot 1 free throw for 2 points. And now Bivouac finally on the board. 8-2 our score. Here's Teague. Blows by Brewer. Shot blocked, though. And Green missed the bunny, but the follow-up is good by Javier Carter.
There's that defense. Corey Brewer, I mean, one of the best that did it at his time period because he can guard multiple positions. Maybe not the biggest player, but understanding position, timing, what made him so good defensively.
And 3 by Moss is no good. Here's Gerald Green. Knocks down the triple.
You know the good thing about being the coach? Last week, he didn't come in until a little bit later in the first half with GP coaching. Now, as a coach, he can come in and out and put himself in anytime he wants.
And no shot's a bad shot when you're the coach.
No.
Here's Brewer. Hanging. Left it short. Brandon Moss now working on Gerald Green. They'll back it out. 5 now on the shot clock. Monroe with 2. With 1. Shot clock violation.
And that's one of those situations right there where Brandon Moss wanted to beat and go at Gerald Green, but he couldn't. But then he ended up giving it to Greg Monroe 23 feet out with 5 seconds left. And you can't expect Greg Monroe to create that quality shot in 5 seconds on the perimeter, and that's what happened. You turn the ball over.
Shakur Houston and Jalen Johnson have checked into the basketball game. Brewer driving, kisses it off the glass, and scores. And just like that, Bivouac is up 1. 9-8 is their score.
Yeah, those empty possessions by three-headed monsters allow Bivouac to kind of get their rhythm and now have
They've gotten it.
Yeah.
Good tip out. And it'll go to Bivouac. So Brewer will inbound. Corey Brewer, Gerald Green. There's Jalen Johnson. Missed everything. Another triple from the corner is no good. Again, Bivouac with the 1-point lead. Brewer. He worked hard for that one. Thought he got fouled.
Yeah, good defense that time by Jeff Teague. Giving up some inches, but didn't allow Brewer to back him into a more comfortable shot.
Houston missed everything. Garland Green will check back in. Here's a look at the stats leaders through 3 weeks. Dante Green, your leading scorer. How about Jason Richardson, who was the player of the week? Had a double-double last week. And Joe Johnson, leader in assists. Green dunks that one home. 3-point lead now for Bivouac.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Johnson. Not only to secure the shot and watch it caroms off, and he's able to catch it, track 2 defenders, and drop it off inside to Garland Green.
There's a reach-in by Jalen Johnson. Ian McClinney, Danny Basile, and Rob Foster are our 3 officials for this game. Here's Marquise Teague. Teague throws it up. Knocked away by Bivouac. Three-headed monsters will inbound under the basket. Just 5 seconds, though, on the shot clock. Look at the head coach of Three-Headed Monsters, Rashard Lewis, NBA champion. Green now with it for 4. Missed it badly. Houston dunks it in.
One of those situations, you don't hit the rim and you're spread out. If you're able to secure the rebound just like Three-Headed Monsters is able to do, you'll get an easy, look at the rim, and Houston right there able to get the dunk.
Here's Johnson driving. Euro step. Banks it in. And how about Bivouac? Down 8-0 at one point. All of a sudden, roll into this break. Up 3 is Bivouac over the Three-Headed Monsters. Big 3 here on CBS.
The Big 3 on CBS Sports is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Bivouac, 3-point lead over the Three-Headed Monsters. We're in Baltimore. It's week 3 of the Big 3, and we are coming in hot. Listen, the action is just getting started. You can watch the rest of today's action on X, completely free of charge on any device. Here's a look at the 4 games you can check out on X. Only 2 unbeaten teams in the league right now. Enemies, one of them. You can check them out. And guess who's going to be performing today, Jim Jackson? Yeah.
My man, I need that hoodie, man.
That hoodie is fly.
I need that hoodie.
And the hat.
Yeah.
Can we get a couple of, maybe a large, extra large?
XL, yeah, XL.
And a couple of hats.
Get your boy up over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ice Cube always sitting courtside watching the action. He's going to perform as well here for Baltimore. Here's Gerald Green. Ooh, nothing but net for 3.
And that time, Greg Monroe didn't want to commit and come out too far on the perimeter, so he was in that in-between space, and Gerald Green was able to take that rhythm dribble, splash at 3.
Gerald Green came into the game tied for 3rd with 3-pointers made. Knocks down another one. Here's his brother. Kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson and knocked down. Well, misses that 3. Greg Monroe with the board. 6-point lead for Bivouac. Foul called on the floor. They'll call that one on Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, big fella, when he gets that close, he gets right on the block, a little bit closer. He's able to use his shoulder, that size. It's going to be tough for Johnson or anybody to kind of take an easy opportunity away from Monroe.
Rowe with the post up. Power dribble, spins, tipped out. Green. Oh, good body control and banks it home. And Bivouac now with an 8-point lead. They were down 8, now they're up 8.
But it's defense. That was really good defense by Johnson inside. Okay, but then not only that, Johnson was able to tip it out, cleared it, Garland able to catch it, Green, and then go on the attack. That's just smart basketball.
Here's Teague probing, has it knocked away. Juice in the corner 3. It's no good. Here's Gerald Green with it. He'll pull it. Got it. Gerald Green on fire.
Slow start don't matter. G. Green getting his money on right now. Like I said, it's something else about being a coach, man. You can stay in the game.
Tell me why Bivouac is playing so well now. What is it about? It seems like every year this team gets better and better and better. What is it about this year?
Well, I think this year they're more comfortable. You think about it. Last year was first year for Gerald and Garland. And also GP kind of figuring out who they are as a team and understanding how to play in this league. Not just the physicality, but the nuances of playing 3-on-3, how to clear it quick, how to get shots quickly. Those things count. And you can see, I think they're a lot more prepared this year. But the knowledge of how to play the game is making it a little bit easier. And Gerald, I mean, quite honestly, when you got a guy like that that can get buckets, it's a lot easier to be 2-0 when you're that way.
10-0 run. Making it a 12-0 run now by Bivouac. Green had just 5 points last week, already has 6. And they're up 13. Another bucket, and we head to the half. Bivouac, one of 2 unbeaten teams in the league right now, along with the enemies. Teague jumper no good. Carter the board. Corey Brewer corner. Into the post, Monroe. Left hand jump hook is good. Cuts the lead to 11.
That's just smart basketball. Monroe knew the double team was going to come at some point. So instead of pounding the ball, he went quickly on his smaller opponent. I tell you also, too, with Bivouac, the construction of the team, because Javier Carter, even though he's an undersized center at 6'8", he can step out and shoot. You got Brewer who can shoot. Both Greens can shoot. So you always have shooters on the court at some point, which makes it extremely difficult to guard that real estate with just 3 people.
Here's Marquise Teague. Driving. Little runner is good as he kisses it off the glass. Now it's single digits now. 9-point lead. 23-14. Again, this bucket for Bivouac will go to the half. Brewer. Crossover to Garland Green. Shoots the 3, counted, and the foul! Garland Green knocks it down. No foul call?
I thought it was, but this is read and react. Dribble penetration. Garland Green relocates. Brandon Moss falls asleep. Green, give me all 3 of these.
26-14 is our score at the half. Let's go on the court. Here's Rachel Demita with the player and the coach.
Here with Gerald Green, you guys started out the half super strong, and I know you're stepping up as coach today. What was your mindset going into today's game?
Just trying to get our guys prepared for tonight. You know, it's a must-win game for us. You know, I think right now it starts with our defense. I think the first unit did a great job of establishing defensive presence early on. They got out to a hot start, getting off 8-0, but I think we kept playing defensively, and I think that's what got us to lead this far.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Gerald Green, he certainly led that Bivouac squad with 11 first half points. His team is up 12. They're unbeaten. It's week 3 of the Big 3. We'll be back. You know the athleticism here in the Big 3, especially in the first half and at the half. Off the charts as Bivouac up 12 over the 3-headed monsters. Hey, make sure you get your official Big 3 merchandise at store.big3.com for league and team apparel. You get jerseys, you can get some hats, jackets, all of that. Get it at store.big3.com, as well as those hoodies that Ice Cube was wearing.
Hoodies.
Hello,
Hoodies,
everybody.
hoodies.
Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson as we take a look at the first half. And what a monster first half here for Gerald Green and Bivouac. They started down 8, and all of a sudden their lead was as big as double figures.
Well, first Bivouac was able to get some defensive stops. That allowed Gerald Green to kind of do what he does. He watched the Big 3 last year, not surprised, because he led his team with 95 points. He was 6th in the Big 3 in three-point shots made. So he's doing what he does best, which is put the ball in the basket. And also, not only that, he's coaching. He's being an energizer for his team. And this is what you need. And it's a reason why you ask the question, why are they undefeated? That energy right there that you see is a big reason why this is a different kind of team this year to be dealt with.
9 points for Gerald Green there in that first half. Again, he came in to this game tied for 3rd for the most 3-pointers made, but now he is the league leader after that first half he had, and giving his team really a big spark as they try to remain unbeaten.
Well, you know what's interesting too is that as potent as a scorer he is, this year he's coming off the bench. But he's going to play quality minutes. So it's not whether you start, it's how you finish. And we saw the energy that he brings in when he comes off the bench. And you know at the end of the game, more than likely, especially if it's close and you need some big baskets, he's going to be there.
Here's Corey Brewer. Brewer driving, uses the left hand, rolled out.
And I think most may got a little piece of that.
Monroe drops it off for Moss. No, but a foul. These games are so important, even though it's just week 3. This is where you try to separate yourself, especially with only 8 weeks in the season.
Yep. And you got to understand that by 8 weeks, you got to be in the playoff position in order to move forward. And weeks 3 and 4 seem to be the critical weeks for teams. So like you said, not only make that separation, but if they started off a little slow, you could win those 2 weeks and kind of put yourself right back in the playoff hunt. And what you don't want to do is walk out of here in week 3, especially if you haven't been as successful with another loss.
Yep. Here's Javier Carter using that body, and he lays it in. 28-16 is the score. And you look at, 3 weeks away, that's when you start eliminating teams from playoff.
Yeah, week 6. Mm-hmm. See, and that's why the halfway point, maybe of not the season, but beautiful move that time by, I think that was Brewer, and so was that Moss. That's when you got to identify week 3. We got to be right there in the hunt, man. We got to be above 500.
Brewer looking for Javier Carter, working on the smaller Moss. Used that body, but too strong, and Teague lays it in. And now, all of a sudden, here comes the three-headed monsters chipping away.
Well, you don't hit the rim. You don't have weak side defense. Offensive rebound. You give it up to your opponent. That time, Teague smartly puts it back in, and Carter on the drive and get past big fella. But that's where that rim protection comes in at.
Moss, good fake. The 3, no good. Carter the board. Wide open Brewer. Oh, rimmed out. That was Jeff Teague. To Moss. Good reach in, knocked out of bounds.
Guess who?
Corey Brewer.
Guess who?
It's quick hands.
Yeah, right there. Still understanding how to play defense without fouling, and in position. He helped on Teague, and then he was able to get back to Moss and take away what could have been an easy layup.
Here's Garland Green, Gerald's brother. Had it knocked away. That foul's on Corey Brewer. So Brandon Moss will go to the line, shooting 1 for 2. Moss in his first season here in the league. Played overseas. And now the lead is just 6. It was double figures at one point.
Well, we've seen in this league, too, that a lead is not safe, in particular when you have shooters. But that time, Carter, that's what I talk about, the versatility in this lineup, because Monroe wants to stay inside the key, but Carter can do this. But how about the pass? Okay, you take a couple dribbles, you suck in the defense, and then you open it up for your teammate.
Moss to Monroe. He powers his way for 2. Moose laying it in. 31-24 is our score. Again, first team to 50 wins it. You got to win by 2, though, in the big 3. Brewer, where he traveled, went in the land of trees. Gerald Green's going to check back in. Here's Monroe. Working on Carter. Going strong. Count it. Greg Monroe starting to heat up here for the three-headed monsters.
Yeah, when you have the Teague brothers on the court, too, it's tough to provide any interior help, because if you help too much, now you got 2 shooters that are on the perimeter, so it's like pick your poison. And speaking of which, beautiful pass.
Carter lays it in. It's a 7-point lead. Bivouac, three-headed monsters. We'll be right back after this.
You know, you love hoops here.
They do in this area.
You know it, man.
It's DMV area. Unbelievable. Jeff Teague knocks down the triple. And here comes the three-headed monsters, down just 4.
You get some stops, man. Get some easy baskets. You find yourself back in the game. But Bivouac has done an excellent job of responding. Good defense. Thought it was good defense that time by Marquise Teague.
Look, Rashard Lewis looked like he was gonna challenge this one. Each coach get a challenge, a bring the fire challenge. each half.
But this one is on the. And the officials tell him he can bring the fire.
That's what he said. He thought about it. He ran like he was going to push the button. So Garland Green shooting 1 for 2, knocks it down. Think you should have went for the challenge there?
It's a close game. You're only down a couple possessions. You might want to hold it a little bit if the trend continues, because you may need it
A little later on.
A little bit later.
That jumper no good by Teague. Into Jalen Johnson. Back out to Garland Green. Good fake. Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Mugged by Jeff Teague.
I tell you, in this league, too, because you don't have that 4th and 5th player, if you're able to get your opponent to bite on that initial head fake like they did, Green did, Garland, now you drive, help comes, you kick it, and then you drive the next help, you're going to find that you have some opportunities for 2 feet to touch the paint. And that time, Johnson able to pick up a foul.
He knocks him down. 12-point lead now for Bivouac as they look to remain unbeaten. It's the Big 3 here on CBS.
With how they're playing this year compared to last year.
I think Rachel nailed it, and she wasn't even here last year. They have shooting, they make shots, and they're good enough inside. It's a little bit different, right? It's hard to win in this league if you don't make shots anymore.
Yep.
But think about Green and Brewer's improvement, and yet down low they don't get smashed in the paint. So I think that's a nice little combination.
Jeff Teague, good defense there, forces the turnover. And now three-headed monsters can really cut into this lead. Marcus Teague, pull up. No, too strong. Here's Jalen Johnson. Gerald Green, kick out. Brewer, hanging, short. Johnson again, saving it. Good hustle.
Those win you games. They give you extra possessions. Now you just got to capitalize, but that's really good defense.
Teague.
Yeah, by Marcus Teague.
Spinning by Jeffs. The brothers doing it.
That's why you just stay with it. I mean, you stay with it even when it may seem like you're down double digits. And these guys have played at a high level, so they understand how quickly the tide would turn. You just, when you have your opportunities to get stops, you get it. Then offensively, you have to convert. That's what three-headed monsters have been able to do so far.
Only down 4. And you want to call that one a Marcus Teague, the reach in. Well, Corey Brewer.
And how often we talk about this. How quickly can you get to the penalty in the second half to ensure that not only you get a chance to get to the line to knock one in to get 2 points, but you retain possession. See, that's another part of the strategy of the Big 3 and playing 3-on-3 is to be able to utilize that to your advantage to gain more possessions than your opponent that way from the free throw line and being in the penalty.
Here's Jeff Teague with the handles. Pull up. Count it. Jeff Teague.
2-possession game, B.
39-35. Again, first team to 50 win. You got to win by 2. Here's Brewer driving. Count it and 1. Corey Brewer.
Well, CB that time didn't play around. As soon as he got it, it was an inside pivot. Baseline was open. And again, not having that 4th and 5th defender on the backside is no rotation coming over from the weak side. So it's one-on-one, and that time as an offensive player, you just got to make your move, and then if you get fouled, you finish, and that's what we saw with Corey.
Marcus Teague have a seat. Brandon Moss has checked back in for the three-headed monsters. So too as Greg Monroe. Here's Brewer shooting 1. Rolls out. Jeff Teague dumps it. Oh! Who posterizes Corey Brewer?
Yeah, he used all that 6'8" frame and that athleticism. Look at the penetration. Garland Green helps a little too much, and Moss. Saw that halftime show jumping off the trampoline. Moss just did that off the block.
Oh, my! 6-point lead for Bivouac. But, man, did Brandon Moss bring down the house. We'll be right back. Man, Brandon Moss, elevate, elevate, elevate. And that's a head top. Hit on Corey Brewer.
And that dunker spot that time off the dribble penetration. Garland Green overcommitted. Back came up off the baseline. That was an easy pass, and Moss, my goodness, just did the rest.
6-point lead for Bivouac. Unbeaten. First team to 50 wins the game. Moss has got 10. Here's Jeff Teague. Gets the screen. Here's Moss again. And catch. Javier Carter reaching in.
I like what the three-headed monsters had, roster-wise. It's just a matter of just playing together and understanding, but talked about the combination. You know he can play.
Good hesitation by Teague. Foul on Corey Brewer. So Jeff Teague. Oh, how about this? Our first Bring the Fire challenge. You get 1.5. You don't like a call, you can challenge it by bringing the fire. That means these players have got to go 1-on-1 to get the points. So Gerald Green's going to use his, and that means Jeff Teague and Corey Brewer got to go 1-on-1. For Jeff Teague, if he scores the bucket, they get the points. But if Corey Brewer can lock him up and prevent them from scoring, all of a sudden Bivouac gets the basketball. Here we go. Here's Teague spinning. Little jump on and kisses it in.
Hey, Corey Brewer was like, I did everything I can, and then Jeff Teague gave him the too small.
He gave him the too small.
Hey, but sometimes you can do everything you want as a defensive player, and then offensively, you just get it done. I mean, Brewer did everything, used his height, but that's just shot creativity right there by Jeff Teague to get it in. But Bivouac has done a good job of responding whenever three-headed monsters have made a run to kind of keep them at bay.
It's only 4 right now. That one's no good. Rebound, three-headed monsters. Here's Moss. Oh, and he's pulled down by Green. So Moss will go to the line shooting 1 for 2. Oh, they say side out. No, they call the foul on the floor on the drive.
Well, let's see. Bivouac had 5 fouls. Three-headed monsters have 4. Too deep. Oh.
And Javier Carter.
So now penalty.
So this is what you're talking about for Greg Monroe. The great thing, if you get in that bonus, if you can knock down your free throws, you knock it out, you retain possession of the basketball.
And see, that's it. When I'm coaching, if I coach this, if we get in penalty, I'm saying, listen, we're not bailing our opponent out by shooting jump shots unless it's penetrating pitch. You go drive, force the officials to call fouls and get yourself back to the free throw. Now, when you get there,
you got to make them.
You got to make them.
Brewer. And they're going to call an offensive foul. Is it on Carter setting the pick?
Yeah, well, it was away from the ball. I think he tried to clear space for the drive that time, and he was off the ball. The official on the side, I see right. So he's holding him inside. But that's, I mean, of all the contact, that's a tough one right there because he really didn't affect the play. But look what happens.
Back to the line.
Back to the line.
You knock it down. You shoot 1 for 2. If you can get it, you retain possession of the basketball. There you go. So now you cut the lead, and there's a potential to add another 2, 3, or even 4 points.
Well, if Three-Headed Monster is able to come back and let's say win this game, I think that's a critical possession.
Moss attacking, as you talk about. He'll go to the line.
That critical possession to be able to cut this lead to 2 and now get yourself back another offensive possession to cut into this lead even more. And it's little possessions like that, calls like that, that can ultimately change the outcome of a game. In particular, the Three-Headed Monster is able to get the kind of defensive stops they need.
So here's Brandon Moss now to the line. No good. Boy, you could have tied the game and taken the lead. And then a reach in by Monroe.
Yeah, you don't need that one. But you only got 5 fouls, so the ball is out on the side. But now you're putting Bivouac close to the penalty. So you really didn't want that time reaching for the ball did what? Because Corey Brewer had to clear it to the sideline anyway.
Here's Green. Working with a 2-point lead. Brewer lost it. Got it back. Fires it up. It's no good. Here's Moose in the paint.
So now what Garland Green is saying is that, yeah, you got to keep in mind, the rules is this way. Not only do you have to clear the ball from behind the three-point line, the post player has to clear himself from the lane. Or somebody in the lane has to clear out. That time, Garland Green is saying that Monroe only had 1 foot out and didn't clear inside the lane. So they may be taking a look at this. I'm not for sure. Maybe not.
2-point lead for Bivouac. 2-0. Three-Headed Monsters 1-1. You can see Gerald Green coaching Gary Payton, not here today, so Gerald Green, who's usually the captain, now serving as coach as well. Jeff Teague, Greg Monroe, Brandon Moss, your players for the Three-Headed Monsters, Jalen Johnson, Corey Brewer, and Garland Green for Bivouac.
Let's see. Yeah, he was outside. He was outside the lane.
One shot. One.
So here's Greg Monroe. And missed it again. Brewer, open 3. Whoa, he missed everything.
Wow. Neither team right now has opportunities, whether that's from the free throw line or that wide open shot from Brewer, to kind of capitalize.
Here's Monroe. Working on Jalen Johnson. Backs him down. Spins. Little jump hook is good. And we're all tied up now at 43.
Smart move, B. Monroe, even though he started out on the perimeter, he was able to use the dribble, big shoulders, get inside and good group. Right back at him.
Jalen Johnson, good take. 2-point lead for Bivouac. First team to 50 wins it. Here's Jeff Teague, gets the screen from Monroe. Drops it off for Moose, stolen. Garland Green with the left hand, and he'll go to the line. And Rashard Lewis is going to challenge that foul and bring the fire.
And they win this, remember, get a challenge one earlier in the second half, and he didn't. And this is at a critical juncture where Garland Green could have went to the line. And we haven't seen the success from the free throw line from either team, but yet still, this may be a better option. Maybe at the free throw line.
Garland Green, Greg Monroe going one-on-one. Monroe can get the stop. Three-Headed Monsters to get the basketball. Jeff Teague converted last time. Let's see what Garland Green can do against Greg Monroe. Going for 2 points. Knocked away. Good defensive stop by Moose.
But you see the strategy. Green tried to go quick to out-quick Monroe, but Monroe had the size, and at the end, he reached down at the end. Watch right here. He gets by him, and Green just lost it. He just lost it. But the size was there, which forced Green to kind of retreat because he wanted to shoot that turnaround jump shot.
Going for the tie is Monroe, who loses it. Moss picks it up. 3 on the shot clock with 2. Fades, shoots, no good. Brewer will attack Teague and gets the bucket. He gives Teague it too small.
Now remember, bring the fire. Teague said that to Corey.
Right back at you.
And actually, Corey looked like he wanted to look for a pass at first. Oh, hold up. I think that might be Bivouac ball. Okay. The reaction, too. She'll call that quick. Let's see. Jeff Teague on the drive and
that was close, wasn't it?
yeah, they'll take a look at it.
Good officiating by Ian McClinney, Danny Basile, and Rob Foster. They want to get it right.
Get it right.
And so Bivouac will have the basketball with the opportunity to win this game.
Now, do you need a 3? Need it to force one? No, but you can get it off of general dribble penetration and one. Now, if you can suck them in the defense and get a wide open one, of course you take it. I'm putting pressure on the defense, man. I have to stop you.
Here's Corey Brewer driving on Teague.
Okay.
And a bump by Teague.
What a reach. And that's what the official called. Then the bonus. But that time, well, I think
there's a reach.
Well, I think too because they're not going to get the shot in the bonus because they're 1 possession from winning the game.
That's short by Brewer. Good defense by the 3-headed monsters. Here's Moss. Driving to Monroe. Monroe has it stripped from him. To Teague for 4. No good. To Johnson in the corner. The win. No.
He should have pump fake. He could have drove Greg Monroe on that because Monroe gave up that baseline.
Good steal by Green, but they call him for the kick.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Reset the shot clock at 14 seconds. Shoot, so
4-point lead. Moss, the 4, short. And it'll go to Bivouac.
And to clarify too, the reason why Bivouac didn't go to the free throw line because his point game before on that penalty, take the ball out inside. If they got it fouled again, then they would have went to the free throw line to shoot.
Here's Jalen Johnson working on Teague. Dips the shoulder, forces it up. No, got it back. 1 on the shot clock. Shot clock violation.
Johnson got a little bit too deep that time and was looking for some pressure, some contact when he had the shot. That's some good defense. 3-headed monster giving themselves a chance.
They are. Teague, Monroe, Moss for the 3-headed monsters. Here's Moss. Driving.
Oh.
Did he walk?
Oh, he got him with the block.
Got him with the block.
And again, it's one of those things where you eliminate taking a bad shot and giving your opponent an easy out by driving. Now, did he travel? Probably. Did he get away with it? Yes. Did he get fouled? Yes. All things can be right at the same time. Which one you want to call?
Right, exactly. Here's Moss. Oh,
he took it off the rim.
Took it off the rim.
Man, come on.
Oh, it's coming off.
Well, I mean, down the stretch, it hasn't been, I would say, the most poetic ending with regard to making the right plays. Why?
Oh, he took that off. So the points go. It's a 2-point lead. Teague driving. Moss knocked away by Garland Green. And again, another kick. So that'll reset the shot clock.
It's been the hardest 7 points and 3 points to try to figure this thing out when Three-Headed Monsters had 43 to finish this thing.
Moss, Haynes, Monroe, no, follows no good. Here's Brewer, banks it in, and looks down on Teague. Bivouac a point away from victory.
Smart play. Teague tried to draw the charge. But once it wasn't there, that was a layup waiting to happen. Brewer just had to keep the eyes up on the rim. Finish through.
Teague for 4, no! Green for the win! Bivouac remains unbeaten as they get the 51-45 victory over the Three-Headed Monsters.
But it goes to decision making. Okay, when you want to take it forward, make sure you got somebody under the basket. That time, Teague took it. Team's not in the position to try to rebound and defend the rim, and you don't hit the rim, easy money for Bivouac. And now, the team that's surprising, I think everybody in the league is 3-0.
And on the court, Scal. He's with Corey Brewer.
Getting it done once again. A lot of people don't think you guys could be here 3-0 right now.
That's all good. I like when people doubt us. It's good being underdog.
Let me ask you a question. You guys, Teague started out giving you the too little, and they woke up a monster.
Come on now, I'm 6'9", baby. Come on. I can't let a point guard tell me I'm too little. Gotta go right back at him.
A lot of people say you don't have this type of offensive capabilities. You've been doing it now for a year and a half. What's gotten into you?
Man, I just felt like I could be aggressive in this league. I had 50 in the NBA game. I think people forget that. I scored my whole life. I had 30 in high school. I won 2 back-to-back national champions. Don't think I can't score. It's basketball.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
Corey let him know.
He said, you better Google me.
He said, I had 50 piece. I had a 50 piece in the league.
Here's the Hyundai shot of the game. It is presented by Hyundai. Garland Green at 3. That was to end the first half. It's the Green brothers getting it done along with Corey Brewer for Bivouac. And the main reason why they are unbeaten, now the only team 3-0. Bivouac victorious 51-45. We're just getting started. Game 2. Couple of former champions, Power and the triplets. That's next.